Okay, I'm recording, I think, a new way. Hang on, let me turn this on. This audio. Now, what happens is, oh man, I don't know where to start. Most of the time, I'll get questions. It's more about the photography part than it is about ASMR. So, I enjoy talking about photography, but I've been getting a lot of questions about how do you get into commercial photography. And I've done it for so long I couldn't tell you how, but I can tell you what works for me. Now, a lot of people think that I just showed somebody some of my pictures earlier on the time, and I'll show a couple of pictures, and then they just started sending me bags of money. And yeah, it doesn't work like that. And I'm not going to go all the way back when I used to have to ship my portfolio to companies and wait 30 days, wait to get paid 90 days or receive my portfolio back. But I'm going to talk about kind of what I do today. And it's not as glamorous as a lot of people think it is. Now, let's start out by me saying I do about 5 to 6 big promotions a year. Now, that's a bulk of my income for the year. In between, I like to go after these mom and pop stores, these breweries that are local breweries like, I don't know, Moonraker. And I like to do promotions for them. Not the big bucks, but the bucks that keep the lights on. So now let me explain how this works. For me, maybe not for everybody, but for me, I'll spot something I want to take pictures of. Out of my money, I pay for, if it's food, a food stylist. If I'm doing video, I'm going to have what I can't do. If I'm filming, I'm going to have a audio guy there. If I'm doing the audio, I'm going to have somebody to film it there. But this is how it works. I'll make a bunch of shots, or not a bunch, but I'll do a shoot, and I have people that work with me all the time. What I'll do is I'll pay to do that shoot. Like let's say donuts. Let's say I want to do donuts. I'll go out and buy $200 or $300 worth of donuts. Then I'll set up, buy all the stuff that I don't have to make the promotion for these donuts. And I'll go and shoot it, put it on there, get it going, do the remotes. Then I'll let them know. Like maybe let's say Bad Bakers. I'll let them know what I'm doing. And I'll tag them in their Instagram. I'll float one in on my social media and tag them. After a while, if somebody likes it, they'll contact me. And they'll say, hey, we want you to come and shoot some pictures for us. Now, I'll go do that. Let's say that happens. You go do that. And it works out fine. That's your time to create a relationship with them. kind of like I did with Jeep. I created a relationship with them, then check in on them every once in a while, maybe do another personal shoot, is what we call a test shoot of the same thing. If I find it, I become first at mind with them. Then they'll eventually call and want me to do something for them. Now, that doesn't work for all of them. I've done 30 of them that way and didn't get any shoots out of it. And then again, I've done 10 shoots that way and got 9 jobs out of it. It's all different. I just don't want you guys to think that I just take pictures and then they hand me money. Yeah, there's a whole process behind this. Coffee, chocolate fish coffee. I went out and bought a bunch of coffee, brought it back here to the studio, shot a campaign, a test shoot with the coffee, posted on their website, sent them an email saying, hey, you should use some of these in your promotion. And they said, we think we will. Then about 60 days later, they called and asked me, they said, hey, we want to redo our advertisement. Would you like to do this? I said, well, yes, what do you have in mind? Then they send me the scope of what they want. I agree. They send me the bag of money then, and I take the pictures. That's one way. Oops. How it works. Now, the other way. You post stuff online, in YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram. I don't have a very big following on Instagram per se for Studio L7 or me, but an offshoot of other entities I do. So you post. They start asking questions. You make sure you reply back to every one of them. You make sure you answer every question. Eventually, they'll ask you. These are just some small ways that I've done this over the years and then just recently. Now, I may or may not have went to Ireland for a company. I won't say their name, Netflix, but they needed some video of the Cliffs of Moors for B-roll for some of their projects. And Benroddy Castle and the Blarney Stone. That was very interesting because they just picked me out of the blue. Now, I do have a guy, some would say an agent, a representative. This is just a dude I've been working with for a long time, since I first shot Jeep. I was introduced to this guy and started a relationship with him back and forth. He'd have me do little things that came on the West Coast that they needed done. And eventually, I started becoming his go-to guy. Eventually started going, hey, can you do surfers? I said, well, yeah, I'm right by Santa Cruz. Well, I'm not by Santa Cruz, but an hour and a half away. Went and shot some stuff for Santa Cruz. Have Santa Cruz of surfers. Loaded it up to him. He sent me he's seen them, liked them, sent me some scope. Now, anything he has any of his customers doing that has to, anything his customers are doing with surfing, skateboarding, I'm the first guy he calls. Hey, can you get something up for me? Now I go out on spec and I shoot it. ask him if he likes it, send it to him, he likes it, he uses them, he pays me. In the midst of all this, I'm taking shots and putting them on what's called stock photo agencies. Back in the day, stock used to be worth getting a large portfolio going, because I got paid a couple, if they used one of if they used one of my shots for a cover, I'd get $1,600-$1,700, $6,000, depends on how long they used it. If it was a centerfold, again, upwards of $6,000 to $8,000, depends on how long they used it. For advertisement stuff, whatever the process was, whatever the length was, that's how you did it. Now the internet comes along. That $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 jobs went to nothing. Now you make maybe $2 a shot, $3 a shot, sometimes $7 a shot, and they can use it for as long as they want, because that's how it is. The difference is back in the day when we did stock photography, I kept a load of stock. Each year it was put in a book, so agencies could scroll through them and pick out what they wanted. That was a lot different. Now, if something new pops up, let's put it this way. Back in the day, if I had photos I wanted to submit to agencies, I had to send it to them. Now I can go out for a weekend to Santa Cruz, take surfing pictures, get my releases if I need them, and have them all up that night, and they're looking at them. Yeah, you get $2, $3, $7 per photo, but now my portfolio doesn't consist of 100 photos, 150 photos. It consists of 20,000 video clips, 30,000, 40,000 photos that are out there that they can fan through so they continue making money. And I don't mean this to be about money, but I wanted to do an ASMR type video. But this is some of the questions I've been getting on the Studio L7 side. So I figured, hey, it'd be a great way to make a video. Now, I am a loser. Let me tell you how I'm a loser. I always go out to the Monterey Peninsula, and I wanted to take you guys out there because I do these long exposure shots, and I've been commissioned to do one for a law firm. So I figured this would be a great weekend. Juneteenth, I'll get out there super early. And I'll tell you, sometimes I get out there with some of these pictures, and when I'm talking long exposure, the sun's way out coming up. And I'm doing 5-10-minute long exposures. At night, I'm doing hour and a half long exposures. I've even fell asleep sometimes listening to the sound of the ocean. But for some reason on this week, when I wrote a post saying that this is what I was going to do, everybody and their mother was out there. I'm not saying it's because of me. I'm just saying with their kids, their dogs, their neighbors' kids, everybody was out there. The last thing it was was relaxing. Let's just put it that way. So in a couple weeks, I'll try again, and I'll take you guys out there with me. It's a short one this week. Just me talking, but I kind of like doing these. And from what I hear, you guys like hearing me talk. Have a good one.